I'm gonna have to find something else to do. I got a job for you.
Good morning. Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us here at Celebrate St. James Park. It's a beautiful day. My name is Peter Scully. I'm Deputy Suffolk County Executive for Administration. The County Executive has labeled me his water quality czar, and I take that as an honor. We're here for a very important announcement. I'd like to acknowledge some of the folks who are with us today. An indication of how important today's announcement are. We're obviously going to hear from a bunch of them a little bit. The County Executive, obviously, Supervisor Wareheim, members of the Town Board, Tom Lohman, Tom McCarthy, and Lisa Inzerillo. I don't think I saw Noah if she's here. Forgive me. State Senator Mario Matera is with us, Assemblyman Mike Fitzpatrick, Legislator Leslie Kennedy, and County Comptroller John Kennedy are with us, Legislator Rob Trotta. We have Mark Herbst from the Long Island Contractors Association, Adrian Esposito from Citizens Campaign for the Environment. Natalie Weinstein is here with us. Also, Tim Small from Smithtown United. Maybe I'll go without it.
You're good.
Great. We have representatives of the Smithtown Chamber. Barbara Franco is with us. Joe Ballhopper and Scott Posner, and others from the St. James Chamber of Commerce. Representatives of the St. James Civic. I think Terry Marr is here. Representatives of the Smithtown Fire Department, St. James Fire Department. Tony Tanzi from the Kings Park Chamber. Also, I guess I acknowledge Barbara Franco and Jeff Troiano from the Smithtown Chamber. And we just appreciate all the support that we've gotten from the town of Smithtown. We have a great working relationship with the town of Smithtown on sewers. It's been a real privilege for me. Just want to say personally, I realized this morning that tomorrow is May 12th. It'll be 59 years to the day that my family moved to St. James, a little house around the corner. We moved from Smithtown because my mother thought it would be nice to live in a rural community like St. James. There were hundreds of acres of potato farms between here and Stony Brook, and I remember seeing that brick building across the street going up and wondering what a 7-Eleven was, but we quickly realized what it was, and it became enamored with the Slurpee. So it's a privilege for me to be involved in working with the town of Smithtown. I just want to say real briefly that the solution for St. James sewers really came from a suggestion that we got from Councilman Lohman, who asked that we take a look at the possibility of the flows from Lake Avenue going to an existing sewer district that we have at Fairfield, and we have a good outcome. I'd like to turn it over now to the county executive, who decided to take on the water quality issue in a big way, for the reason that we're expanding sewers all over this county. County Executive Board.
Thank you very much, Peter Scully. I can imagine a young Peter Scully getting a Slurpee down there. And here we are, all these years later, together at this beautiful park. Celebration. It's aptly named. We're gathered here to celebrate. What are we celebrating? We're celebrating progress. And I talk about this a lot. But we're here together celebrating this progress that we're going to talk about as partners here, because that's the only way that you make progress. The only way that you move things and that you get things done is through teamwork. Obviously, there are discussions and disagreements and issues. There's always issues. Everyone here knows there's always issues that have to be worked out. But if everybody's committed towards the goal of achieving that progress, you work through those issues. And so we're here today to celebrate progress here in this beautiful community in St. James, Smithtown, because of the partnership, because of the willingness of the people here from all levels of government and in the community to work together towards a common goal. And what do we care about? What do we all share in common? A deep commitment and concern for our families, our communities, for our region. And water quality, we understand, is absolutely critical. It is a foundational issue for all of us as individuals, as families, as a community. So we're here together working towards that goal. And of course, our downtowns, the centers of our communities, our small businesses, places like this where members of the community gather together as a community are so integral to who we are and how successful we will be as a community. So these are the foundational issues. These are the things, the common concerns that this partnership here is working towards. And so today, I'm very proud to be here with all of these partners. I want to thank, of course, as he said, the water quality czar for the county, who's really been the quarterback here of this effort, of this team. It takes a team to get anything done, but you need a good quarterback, and he has been that and more. But I want to thank all of our partners here. Well, let me talk about what we're here for first. Maybe I'll do that. So we're here to talk about what seemingly has been one of my favorite topics, and that's sewers, since I've been county executive. And I love to talk about it because what sewers represent, what wastewater infrastructure represents is water quality. It represents downtown community revitalization. It represents small businesses being able to thrive in communities. That's what sewers ultimately represents, and it is a huge challenge. The water quality infrastructure, the wastewater infrastructure is a huge challenge because it is so expensive. This is a problem that we face here in Suffolk County that is billions and billions of dollars. And how do you solve a problem like that? Well, for a long time, what you do is just ignore it because it's too big, right? And that's what tends to happen. When a problem is too big, well, we ignore it. Well, when a problem is this important and this fundamental, it can't be ignored. And we've got to work together to develop solutions. And so we're working on them here in our downtowns and here in St. James and Smithtown. And the challenge here in St. James, how do you connect? Peter talked about a solution to that problem because we have this incredible partnership with the town of Smithtown. And I want to thank Supervisor Warehan for his incredible leadership and commitment to making this happen. So there's a problem. You need sewer infrastructure here to support the small businesses, to support community revitalization and the vision of this community here in the downtown. You need it for water quality as well. So how do you get there? Well, work through the problems. Where does it connect to? And that's what was solved. But we wouldn't be here today if it were not for the vision of the supervisor and the town when this project was being done, Lake Avenue and the restoration project and the water mains, and Senator Matera was constantly in my ear on that. And that project's being done and this park, and you're doing this revitalization. It's very easy just to do that. You put the money together to do that, and that's it. But the supervisor here and the leadership here had the vision to say, no, there's a problem beyond this that needs to be solved, and that is sewers that we have to get to because we have a vision beyond what we're doing right in front of us that is longer term. And so they put the sewer mains in the ground when this happened. And a lot of people, a lot of people say at times, well, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Do you have everything you need in place to get the sewers done? But no, if you know you have to get there, if you know you have to solve that problem because it is vital to the health and well-being of this community, you know you're going to figure that out. And because the supervisor and the leadership here in Smithtown had the vision to do that, we're able to stand here to say that this project is now advancing. We're able to award today $3 million out of the Water Quality Fund for St. James to do the design of the sewers that they put mains in for during this project a few years back, so that it is shovel ready. This project will now be shovel ready, and there will be additional funding that's available out of that $3 million to go towards the construction phase of the project as well. We're also here today to announce funding of an additional $10 million for sewers in downtown Smithtown. Again, another amazing, important, critical downtown, not only in the town of Smithtown, but in our county and our region, that has a vision led by the local community and our town and the leadership here. And this funding, 10 million in funding, will go on top of the 20 million in state funding that has been secured, $3 million in funding from our former Congressman Lee Zeldin, and that funding together helps move us towards implementation of that project. So today is a day to celebrate real progress towards achieving community vision in our downtowns, achieving our goals with respect to water quality. But we also stand here knowing that there's more work to be done. There is more funding that needs to be secured, because when I said at the beginning, this problem is billions of dollars, it's because there are situations like this all throughout the county, where most of the county is on old septic and cesspool technology that is polluting our waterways each and every day. The good news, and what gives me great hope, not only for what's happening here and in the Smithtown downtown, is that the people of this county have always, in a bipartisan way, supported investment in infrastructure dollars that are directly funding water quality infrastructure, helping to improve our water quality and do critical economic development in our downtowns. And there's always been a bipartisan consensus as well on the importance of investing in that infrastructure. So if we're in a position to be able to have a local funding source for water quality infrastructure that will allow us to leverage federal and state sources of funding that are out there right now, not only will we be able to come back here, I may come back as a private citizen, but with this project done and the project in Smithtown done, but water quality and economic revitalization in our downtowns done all across this county. And that will be a great day for all the people of Suffolk County. So, thank you to all our partners, and now I'll turn it over to, very proud to turn it over to our partner, Supervisor.
Thank you very much, County Executive. So, I think everybody knows by now that I love having the County Executive come and visit anytime he wants. But we love him even better when he comes bearing gifts. So I want to thank you for the $13 million you know, when I first took office, County Executive Blum was one of the first elected officials to reach out to me. I'm not going to ever forget that. He said to me, we're going to achieve great things together. And today's a really culmination of a very long list of impossible feats that we've accomplished working together. If I had a nickel for every time someone said to me, you'll never see sewers in Smithtown in our lifetime, I'd be a very wealthy man. So it's here. I'm very proud to say that beginning in just a few short weeks, a shovel will break ground into the first of 3 sewer installation and connection projects in our 3 downtown business districts. The announcement made today by County Executive Blum, the work that we've done together over the past 5 years with our talented team secures the funds needed to connect the St. James to an STP and set Smithtown on a faster track for construction. That's what good government looks like. This is what can be accomplished for the people we serve when we work together. I am deeply grateful for the tireless work and commitment and dedication of our very talented teams at the county and the town level, in addition to endless advocacy work from our community organizations. I'd like to just thank a few of them this morning before we continue. In no special order, Our planning department, led by Peter Hans Allison. Environmental protection department, David Barnes. Engineering department, led by Mark Riley. Highway superintendent, Robert Murphy could not be here. He had a medical procedure, but he's doing well. Our Parks Department, Joe Rico and his staff did a great job. They do a Our Public Safety Department is always here to support us, so we want to thank Public Safety for always being here. Traffic Safety Director Mitch Crowley and his team at the Traffic Safety Department. Suffolk County Clean Water Czar, a great friend, and a side note, he's a St. James resident that's Irish. So I was the Grand Marshal and honored to be there in the parade last year. So take note of that, please, if you will here. I'm not Irish, but he is. Thank you, Peter, for all your cooperation and your guidance through everything we've done. Our team at Suffolk County DPW and our community organizations that work on our sewer groups continuously. Smithtown Chamber of Commerce, the St. James Civic Association, St. James Chamber of Commerce, and Celebrate St. James. I know Natalie's here. I'm sure she'll have everybody's ear before the end of the day.
Right in the front row.
Because that's what Natalie does. The guy that we send up to Albany to fight for us, and he's one hell of a fighter, our State Senator Mario Matera. Our good friend and supporter, St. James resident, Assemblyman Michael Fitzpatrick. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge my administration. I cannot do this alone. No one can. I have a great team of town council people. They're here today. I have our town clerk, Tom McCarthy, is going to be running for a town clerk. We're going to welcome him to our organization. Hopefully he's successful. Someone who nothing moves forward without, my special assistant, Nicole Gargiulo. Bill White from our building department is here, I see. And someone, a department and a gentleman who really never gets the credit because they're kind of behind the scenes. But nothing would happen without the legal department, our town attorney, Matt Jakubowski. Most of all, I am deeply indebted for the continued support and leadership from Suffolk County Executive Steve Bellone. He was right. Together, we've done some truly remarkable things for our community, and I appreciate his partnership and wish him well. I know he'll be back here before the end of his term, hopefully bearing some additional gifts.
Great. Before I continue, I just overlooked the fact that you can never build any sewers if you don't have a good team of engineers. I should acknowledge three that are here today. We have Ben Wright from the Department of Public Works. Been working on sewers in Suffolk County since 1972. Also joining us are Nick Bono of H2M, the firm that did the moon, and Stephen Hayduck of Hayduck Engineering, who's doing the design on the on Fairfield project. So thank you. All right, we have a few more people we'd like to hear from. I'd like to introduce Senator Matera.
Hello, everybody. This is just an amazing day for our community, Smithtown. And you know what? It couldn't have been done. And County Executive Bellone, we've been around a long time together. I thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, Peter Scully, there's a man that has the vision. Sunday mornings, watching Peter Scully, probably counting every manhole, cover. He's sitting there walking in Sunday mornings. I'm like, get the sewers. I know you're counting. You get them there. But you know what? Peter, thank you so much. And that's true. Sunday mornings, this man is walking up and down, keeping fit. But I know that's how much he cared about making sure. Sewer's not the most sexiest topic, but it's an important topic. We all know that. And you know what? I got Adrienne Exposito over here. She's, in the forefront all the time, making sure. But there's something that we need to do, guys. We need to make, the money's here today, but there's $4.2 billion that we have with the clean water, clean air, and green jobs, union jobs. I got Mark Herbst back over here. And all the unions made sure that they got this main put in with the water main. And the first thing that happened, guys, just to give a heads up, Supervisor Wareheim, first order of business, $2.4 million. Came forward, said that main is no good, 60 years old, inferior piping and everything like that. Supervisor Wareheim, first order of business, went and made sure the sewer main got put in. Okay? That was unbelievable to get the downtown revitalization going. Next thing you know, I'm like this with the St. James Civic with Kerry Moore over here, which is our president. We were sitting there, and all of a sudden, give a round of applause to Kerry Moore, please. Sitting at a civic meeting before, there I am, Mario Matera Plumbers with the Plumbers Union, sitting there, Eric Neitzel, and all of a sudden, they're talking about $2 million to go put a little pavement down and fix a couple of cracks. And I'm shaking my head. I go, sorry, we're wasting taxpayers' monies. Kerry's like, what do you mean? I go, it's like, I shouldn't say this, but it's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's not right. We need to make sure that we do this right, and we got to get the sewer main put in that ground. That's what needs to be done the right way. Kerry right away went and called up Senator Flanagan. Senator Flanagan listened, called up Supervisor Wareheim right away. And we're not going to talk about the $3.9 million because we are getting some money. We're not getting all of it, you know what? But we are, which I'm very proud of next week.
Down payment.
Well, it's a down payment, but it's going to be happening, which I'm very excited about. Next thing you know, Supervisor Wareheim with Senator Flanagan, there was $3.9 million. Guess what? What hits? Bad times, COVID hits. March 9th is on the paperwork, 2020. There it is, on the Senate Finance desk, with no names on there. Everybody left Albany. Worst times in our lives, all of us know that. Guess what? There it is moving forward. But guess what? The supervisor went, and the council people, which a round of applause to all the council people also. Seriously. They did not stop the project. The project was going to stop, and it was going to cost the town $150,000 around, or $300,000. Excuse me, $300,000 to stop it would have cost us to stop the project. But guess what? Supervisor Wareheim and all the council people said, no, we need to move forward anyways. And they went in their budget and took that money out and made sure that main got put in. H2M, amazing job, by the way, with George. George did an amazing job designing, St. James resident. All of a sudden, there it was. The main gets put in, and guess what it was called? The sewer main, right, in the local paper, the sewer main to go nowhere. But you know what? It's going somewhere. And you know what? Loud and clear, I'm going to say it. That main is going somewhere because of the vision of our county executive, our czar, and our supervisor and all council people to make sure it was going to be moving forward. Because you know what, guys? We want to make sure all of the streets and the avenues on the east side and the west side with the President Streets, all foot traffic to come out. Now we can get restaurants. Restaurants are going to go and bring in retail, and we want that foot traffic. We want all of our neighbors to get out and enjoy this like they're enjoying right now. Celebrate St. James. Guess what, Natalie? Beautiful design. Interior designer like my mom. Look at the design everybody did here. With the civics, I got Tony Tanzi. I'm going to tell you something, Kings Park, that's going. How important, we're finally in the 21st century. Sewering, for the right reason, to protect. I sat on Suffolk County Water Authority, thanks to the county executive. I think you signed that time, didn't you? I know you did. 7 years sitting on that Suffolk County Water Authority, make sure we protect our precious water supply. Remember, we're full, it comes from the ground, our water supply. Okay, very, very important that we protect our precious water. We are made out of water. So, you know what? I'm just here to say that this is so, so important for the future of Smithtown Main Street. We got Barbara Franco here also too. I know Barbara's here with the job that they do to get that Main Street going. Again, guys, we want to have a little, right here, this little Babylon Village. That's how I look at, my vision for Little Lake Avenue. You know what? There's Smithtown. The restaurants have to pump sewage out every week. That's not what we're about. So you know what? This is so important. But again, that $4.2 billion clean water, clean air, and green union jobs with the building trades is so important that Senator Matera and with my good friend, my partner, Mike Fitzpatrick, a round of applause, because he's been there all the time with me. That is my partner, that man. Love him. He's a mentor to me also. That $4.2 billion, Mario Matera went with my conference up there, put in to Governor Hochul to say, if you went $4.2 billion, right, divided that by 63 Senate districts, that's $66 million plus, if anybody wants to do the math, $66-point-something million that would go to each district. How fair is that? All the way from Montauk Point, all the way to Buffalo, up to the Adirondacks. And guess what? That's the fair way of doing that $4.2 billion. I need help from my Mark Herbst and my Adrian Exposito, because that woman has a voice, trust me. And I'm telling you, we will get it done to make sure that money comes in, and that's $66 million that each Senate district needs. But you know what? I'm going to get up because I'm going to be up here. Tommy Lone was sitting down already. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. God bless everybody. God bless everybody here. God bless our families. God bless our sewers. And you know what? Especially God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
That was a prepared speech. Right?
No, it wasn't.
I'd like to introduce Assemblyman Mike Fitzpatrick.
What can I say? I will say one thing. This is a wonderful day for Smithtown, for St. James, and also for Kings Park. But when it comes to infrastructure, sewer infrastructure, wastewater management, Malone, Wareheim, and Scully, the three guys that really know their stuff. Their stuff. But I want to say thank you to Peter and the county executive, Eddie and his team. We are moving forward. And unfortunately, the money is not there like it was back in the 70s. You know, some of us here remember the Southwest Sewer District scandal that set us back decades. And back then, the federal government paid most of the bill. And that's all changed. So we're not moving as fast as we'd like to, but we're moving as fast as we can. And with leadership by our county executive, Steve, who's done a wonderful job. He'll be departing us soon, but you know, water quality has been his main issue, and he has done an outstanding job for all of us in Suffolk County. And I want to say thank you, Steve, for everything you've done for all of us. And you know, Steve talked about a quarterback. Peter and I go way back, a very, very long time. But he's a pro. He's a pro, and he's a Pro Bowl quarterback when it comes to water management. And of course, Eddie, who I go back even farther with, has become, you know, is just one of the greatest supervisors we have ever had. I still call him the second best supervisor the town's ever had.
Of course.
But no, Eddie he is the right man for the right time right now with his experience, his background, and he is fearless in moving forward in taking Smithtown into the 21st century and setting us up for success in the future. So we are very blessed to be residents of Smithtown and all of our hamlets, and this is a great day for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblyman. In the interest of time, we'll hear now from a couple of our non-governmental partners. I'd like to introduce Mark Herbst, Executive Director of the Long Island Contractors Association.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for the invitation to join with you today. I represent the Long Island Contractors Association, which is about 170 companies and firms that do heavy construction infrastructure for Long Island. We've represented these companies, which are union employed, for more than almost 100 years. So we have some history in doing public works. And we've seen a lot of visionaries come and go over time. But being here today excites me because it's something about the vision for the future. My grandchildren live in Smithtown, and it's about them and everyone else in the area. We often look at the moment, what can we do right now? And I always look back at other visionaries, and our association has always dealt with some interesting characters, and some of you may have heard of a gentleman named Robert Moses. He had a few projects that he completed on Long Island. Has anybody been to Jones Beach? There's one of my favorite stories about Robert Moses. You know the water tower, the pencil building that's right in the circle that was built there? Robert Moses decided to design and build that water tower. It wasn't just a tank, it's a magnificent structure that we see today. Now, no one could get there to see what was going on when he was authorized to build on Jones Beach to create this new state park. He took all of the funds that he had available and built that unbelievable structure. And then turned around and went to the state legislature and said, "You see this, what I built? Isn't it great? I used all your money, you have no bridges, no way to get the people here. You know what? Now you've got to complete it. Give me more, give me more. That's the visionary. A new Robert Moses, this guy over here, our supervisor. Let's spend it now, and people, who cares what they say? That's the visionary. Let's put the sewer line in, and he hoodwinks this guy to go along with it. We have a sewer main that goes nowhere. Great idea. Now you go back to the government. We've got all of this money, all of this effort for Environmental Bond Act, new money. We heard about the Southwest Sewer District and all the problems about the federal money. Well, now we've got new pots of money that are coming out. Well, where are you going to put and spend that money? You're going to spend it where you can connect. Well, look, you've got it right here. Congratulations. Great vision. New Robert Moses. You got it done.
Thank you, Mark. I'd like to introduce somebody who usually people have a tough time following. I know how she's going to follow Mark. Citizens Campaign Director, Executive Director, Adrian Esposito.
I gotta put the mic back. I was gonna say, I don't know what just happened
They
there.
cut me out, but I got like a few minutes to get this. Hold on.
Now we know who's really in charge of the president.
Well, I gotta get. They want to send me somewhere else. Yeah, but I got.
Did you tell him I didn't speak nicely?
There is nowhere else. It's only happening here.
Listen, I told him no. I ain't even supposed to. We gotta get this moving.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I just want to say I love a good bipartisan sewer celebration. And not only do bipartisan elected leaders celebrate sewers, but so does the public. Expansion of sewer infrastructure is the way we're going to use 21st century technology to treat our sewage. And people support that. That's why we have a $4.2 billion Environmental Bond Act, and that's why the federal government passed the Infrastructure Act. Those funds will allow us to bring more funding down here to match the county's funds and the wisdom of the town in putting in the main. So the infrastructure that we need and want actually can be real. And so there is a lot of congratulations to go around here. I'm not going to do it all again because we had so much of it. But really what we're doing right now is we're helping to protect our drinking water. We're preparing and hoping for cleaner and safer beaches and bays and estuaries, and protecting public health and establishing a forum for economic growth. That is a lot of good coming from modernizing our wastewater infrastructure. That's the kind of vision we need. That's what Long Islanders support, and that's what really makes Long Island more sustainable, and I like to say livable and lovable for the future. So thank you for everyone involved.
Thank you, Adrian. And before we go further, I know some of our community leaders are going to say a few words now. I just wanted to acknowledge, talking about bipartisan and support from all levels of government, today is possible because of support that we have received from the Majority Leader of the United States Senate, Senator Chuck Schumer. Without the funding, this funding is coming from funding that he directly helped deliver to our community, to our county, that we can now help provide to the town of Smithtown. So thank you to Senator Schumer for his leadership and our entire congressional delegation.
Thanks, County Executive. And now we'll hear from a couple of members of the business community. First, from the St. James Chamber of Commerce, past President Joe Bolhofer.
Thank you. Oh, boy. Well, thank you for everybody being here. And on behalf of the Chamber, I really want to thank the County Executive, our Town Supervisor, and Town Board for getting us to this point. And I know that we're going to be able to finish this. They have the commitment from the board and the members of the Chamber of Commerce to do whatever we can to get to the end point and make this a reality. I also want to thank the town board for their patience and wisdom in listening to the people who live and work here. When something is shoved down a municipality, by a municipality down the throat of the citizens that live there, it's never going to work. And they recognize that, and they've worked with us from the beginning, so that's a great thing. I especially want to thank Peter Scully. Peter is one of the most capable, honest, yet modest people that I've ever had the privilege to meet. And he has been working with us shoulder to shoulder, not just on this project, but on others that we really didn't think we had the right to see become a reality, but they will become a reality because of Peter. So we're going to be here as long as you're here to get this all done. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Joe. And finally, from the Smithtown Chamber, Barbara Franco. Barbara?
Good morning, everyone. It's very appropriate that we're here at the Celebration Park.
Yes.
We are truly, truly celebrating today, for sure. With the Smithtown Chamber, I'm here representing our chamber members and our business community. But more importantly, I want to let you know that it has been a privilege to be a small part of this and to run alongside all the leadership behind me. They have been magnificent to work with, and everybody, I'm sure, had rolled their eyes once or twice when we had on our calendar yet another sewer meeting. But collectively, they made this happen, and we congratulate St. James with the leadership in this particular town, and we look forward to Smithtown being just as wonderful whenever we can do that too. Thank you so much, and God bless.
I have to apologize. I just realized that we failed to acknowledge the presence of somebody who's been very important. About 2 years ago, I consulted with the county executive and the town supervisor about the potential benefits of creating an ongoing working group to advance the sewer projects in the town of Smithtown. They both liked the idea, and I suggested that we bring on board Smithtown United's Tim Small to chair that committee. He's here. I want to let you know, those of you who may not be aware, that we have been meeting monthly at Smithtown Planning with the very capable planning director and his staff, and have Kings Park Chamber and Smithtown United and Smithtown Chamber folks all working together, problem solving how to advance the projects. It will now be important for us to begin to include people from St. James in our monthly meetings, but I want to recognize the leadership of Tim Small. And with that, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we'll try to answer any questions that you may have.
All right, thank you guys.
Great. Have a great day.
Good job.